Hello, hello. Welcome to this lovely Tuesday night stream. Uh, yeah, I need to remember what colors go where on Simon, but we're continuing with the coloring the illustrations. Let's skip right past the cover page. Moss green shirt, light umber hair. What's that? Red ginger root pants. So I think ginger root's the lightest color I'm using. So we'll use that to attempt to trace everything. It's gonna be khaki pants. Yeah. The outlines will be gone over with black to add a bit of definition, I guess is the term. That's I don't think that's the skin color I used. No, peach beige is the skin color. I never really decided on the shoe color, but since I don't really have a viable like tawny color, at least one picked out, I'm going to I had a color, the one that yellow umber ochre thing, I think. Because I throw pencils all over the place. Maybe. Now, you know what? Screw it. His boots will be green too. Okay. So we're going to add this. We're going to boss attack. I think I'll just do Slayer raids for now. So we're gonna make the boots green. soles will be done in a black eventually. Hey, Yogi. People are annoying to draw, as you've heard me complain about many times. Yeah, the humidity definitely like came out of nowhere again. I only started this drawing last night, so I don't feel like I can take off from doing these illustrations. It was. It definitely was, but I heard thunder, so I'm hoping we have a fantastic thunderstorm. So if I randomly stop and stare out the window, that's why. I was never really like one of those kids who was afraid of thunder, and that again, that might just be me being weird. Uh, I've always called thunderstorms nature's fireworks show, and I was the one who would take walks in thunderstorms because I'm a strange child like that. I mean, I'm still a strange person like that, but I mean, it's like it wants to storm. I can see it. It's just not. I hear you. It's just not quite dark enough to see the flashes of lightning. Yeah, go take care of the pupper. Okay, and then take out the sketch underneath. No, my racing isn't supposed to have the rain. I'm supposed to have the rain here. Come on, Mother Nature, get your shit together. Oh, apparently I knocked a lot of shit over earlier. Whoops. Let's pick that up a bit. Hopefully I don't knock anything else over. Welcome back. I've mostly finished Simon. Green ochre and stevia. Mixing it up, I'm doing the back first. Normally I start with the trees, and I just don't want to right now. This is, oh, Ranger Simon, you scared me. 8? Yeah. Oh no, Ranger Simon. Wow. Yeah, the extent of what I was able to do last night was dazzle Flint and the like basic outline of how I wanted to lay out this page. Um and then I knew Simon was going to be a pain in the ass, so mostly because this is the first time Simon's fully colored. I'm losing it. Um, it's one of those. So yes, that is definitely something to think about. However, not necessarily if you're selling it through the website, then you don't need to add a where to purchase. Um, unless you're planning on like selling the ebook through Lulu and like use their distribution system. In which case, rather than putting the item listing on your website, you would add it uh you would add as a link back to where they have it. But I'd have to again look at what oh. Well, in that case, ignore whatever the fuck I'm saying. When you give me half the story. So if you have a physical location that's going to sell it, then you can say also available, like you can purchase it through the website and then, you know, also available at these fine retailers. Don't expect my help if you keep giving me only half the information. That's how I get annoyed with people. maybe. Oh, good, my racing's back. You know, if you're going to be difficult, I'm going to be difficult right back to you. So, and I am the queen of petty. So don't test me. I will come over there and throw all of your tea into the ocean. If you're going to have them being read on stream, uh like if you are already planning on having that happen, it would almost make more sense than to not worry about doing the like fancy video format and just let the streamers clip that section of the stream. Oh, that was a good thunder. Still not dark enough to see the lightning though. But yeah, rather than having like the audiobook version, if you have streamers who are going to read it, um you can have them just use the ebook format and then post that like that clip or something. Most voice actors will be able to record their own lines. No, I'm just all sorts of just out of sorts. No, it's this shit that's pissing me off. Stupid little things that it's just been building up. Today has just kind of been a day of dealing with utter stupidity. Not even like just him, mostly him, but just in general, the sheer stupidity I have to put up with at work because what the fuck are you doing? It's we're having the company like holiday barbecue bullshit tomorrow, and I refuse to participate in company sanctioned events, but I'll have to deal with it anyway. Oh no, I just actively ignore it and count to 10 so I don't run people over. It's one of those they have like they bring in for this one. I think they're bringing in food trucks, but I will actively ignore the whole proceedings. I don't participate. I still do my normal going home for lunch. It's just frustrating because I have to deal with their music and the fact that it's like everybody is just wandering around for 2 hours. So it's not even necessarily good reasons that I don't like them, other than refusing to participate in their lies. Uh, but it's just annoying because they basically shut down production for 2 hours and then they panic that, oh no, we're not going to get this stuff out. It's like, come on, what are you doing? That and most of the people, at least that I talk to, agree is that we would rather them just hand us gift cards for the amount of money they spent like per person rather than bring in the food trucks. And I told you I'm a really picky eater, so when they're like food trucks that cater more towards like Hispanic cuisine, I'm like this is not edible for me. This is not something that I'm going to enjoy, or I'm not going to give up my lunch hour and not be able to eat. Oh no, I get paid by the hour, so they're paying me for all of that. I take my hour lunch and they don't screw with my paycheck. So, and at this point, they all know that I don't participate in them, so they stop trying to drag me to them. Like, last year at Christmas, they had that's the Christmas party is when they give out the like I don't know, hey, you survived working 5 years awards, like the 5, 10, whatever. And that would have been my 5 year certificate. And I knew I was getting that certificate. I still didn't go to the point where they were almost panicking trying to find me. And then my boss was just like, I'll give it to her. That might have been 2 years ago at this point. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah. Yeah, fuck. August will be 7 years. Well, isn't that fucking wonderful? It's the same color. You the other color. The main one of the other main reasons that I don't like bringing that I'm not going to bring anytime fireman Dave is in the picture, I get to use my neon yellow. Um, but no, it's I work in a factory that there's like dust all over the place. So I'm not gonna bring the like pages that I'm coloring and I'm trying to make look pretty. The sketchbook I don't care as much because that I can you know, I'm not that's not the final draft anyways. What? I hate drawing people. There's nothing wrong with Simon. I'm sure they're perfectly lovely people in real life. However, I only have my artistic interpretation of them, and I've always like balked at drawing people. when you draw people that involves drawing hands, and hands are the worst. At least I have Friday off, so that's nice, I guess. Fourth. Yeah, celebrate independence from tyrants like you. Today is the first. Today is Tuesday. Lies and slander. It's only 7 o'clock. I've only been home from work for 2.5 hours. It is still Tuesday. Uh huh. Mm, no, not as. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm just drawing the pictures. I'm not really running into any problems other than, the craft store being rearranged in the specific section I need. But that's can be avoided if I just order things online. I'm happy with how the pictures are coming out. It's definitely getting me to do more of the traditional art, which is it's nice to have a reason to have all the colored pencils. I care more about making sure that I'm living up to your expectations, because that little voice in the back of the head is like, oh yeah, well, clearly you're not good enough for this. Or the like that little voice that'll be like, oh yeah, it'll go great until you fuck it up spectacularly somehow. I know. I didn't say that this was a rational, like, you know, voice. This is just that annoying, that voice that you know speaks up when you're trying to fall asleep at night and tells you how much of a failure at life you are. I think most people have the voice, they just don't like to acknowledge that they have the voice. But it some days it's louder than others. Don't we make quite the pair? Mine's more of, oh, this whole concept is great, and then your artwork's what's gonna fuck it all up. People make fun of the way that it all looks. I should stick to yarn and not try and branch out into other things. You all, like, you're already saying you have, avenues to work through. So you have people who are gonna read it. You have a place that you can sell it. It's already half the battle. Like, if I wanted to do something like that, I'd have to basically rely entirely on. I don't have any sort of market for books, because I've been brainstorming, or actually writing down the brainstorms for this, an idea I had a while ago for, like, I don't know if it would be a comic or like web series or something, but I this has been brainstormed on and off for literal years, and I'm just like, yeah, that'd be great, but I don't get that kind of positive attention. It's called Super Ordinary Heroes, where it's basically like people who have a bunch of like mundane type of powers uh it's not like an Avengers type thing where they're a team. It's just it's commonplace in that universe for people to have powers. Like there's and they're stupid. Like the three that I have, it's you have the Yarnomancer, which is based off of me, uh, where it's like, oh, the ability to summon various craft supplies, like the tools, and use them as weapons. Then the Music Man has the ability, it has perfect pitch and has the ability to like have the perfect song for any situation. Um, and likes to speak and quote song lyrics. And then the other one is Old MacDonald, where basically he goes E-I-E-I-O and can summon a farm animal to help or like boost a farm animal's natural abilities. There's just stupid things like that. And I was gonna actually ask if you would be interested in maybe helping me brainstorm more just like bullshit for that, but I didn't want to take away from the work with Flint. Well, it basically it's as long as the animal is physically within like a mile, he can summon it. Uh, for it'd be like, oh, I need a horse to like a draft horse to pull a thing. I need a flock of attack chickens, like Legend of Zelda, the Cuckoos. Um, and he has his faithful companion, like a border collie named Bingo. And yeah, this is mostly so because right now I'm not gonna start sketching anything for like the other two books until I finish illustrating all of them because I don't want things to get mixed up. So at work, I don't have anything to work on. Um, so it's mostly just me writing down notes as I come up with them. So I can share that Google Doc with you because that's all it is right now. It's just a Google Doc and just oh, wouldn't it be funny if the little punky goth kid called the Music Man it just like quotes a line at somebody and somebody takes it the wrong way, not realizing it's a song line. And then I also have to think of like, oh, what do I want to do for the quote unquote bad guys? Like have one of them be like a hacker or a not a hacker necessarily, but like a dismantler. They just have this ability to touch technology and it just kind of falls apart. Nah, free use. I'm not singing them. It would be like a one liner, like, is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? As long as they're not sung, and even still, there's, you're allowed to do covers of things. I've looked into all sorts of copyrights. No escape from reality. Look up to the skies and see. Yeah, probably. At the very least, it was in Mercury's head. But like one of the bad guys, I want to have at least that they start out as a villain. um, but like the person like they're nicknamed Crash just because they will have the ability to crash like any piece of software without trying, and it's not always intentional, and sometimes they're just super frustrated that it happens, so they just kind of take it out on everything. But again, that is just an idea, and I have notes, and it's like I don't have names for half these people. That's French fry. Christ. I know you're one of the colors I use for the smoke. Were you also one of the colors? You might have been. The whole point, though, is that they're not like an actual crime fighting group. Most of them don't even want to be involved in it. It's the like enhanced abilities, I'll call them. It's just commonplace. Everybody has something that they can do, and some are more useful than others. I have I don't have it pulled up right now because I'm not looking to make it like oh, it's the crime fighting syndicate, blah blah blah. Yeah, because I'm honestly not a huge fan of that genre. I want to more like riff on all the stereotypes of that genre, where it's like, okay, there's a bank robbery going on. Why is it my problem? So it's more like poking fun at those sort of things, if that makes sense. And more like petty high school drama and college drama instead of like, oh man, aliens are attacking New York or London or whatever cliche of the week there is. Because apparently that's the only two places that get attacked. Oh man, Legends hit the time limit. Shocker. Um, I don't know. I fully plan on like aside from drawing actual, smut, which that would be a different project. Uh, this would definitely be, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's all age ranges, all like, like seriously, guys, how many times do I have to explain to you how this fucking system works? Stop deleting the actual process you need. I would basically say, like, it would probably be rated PG-13, uh, maybe R. I don't know what the equivalent of that is for you, but not quite. Um, because they know better than to come with me. Uh, but basically, like, mature audiences. I think technically, I mean, it also kind of depends on how much swearing I actually do, because really only one of the characters is gonna swear a lot. Oh, you motherfucker. But for the most part, it's just I don't want to have any sort of like overarching story. Make it more like each little story is contained, but the characters are the same, and so it'd be more episodic than serial. I think that's the terminology that's supposed to be used to describe it. Oh no. No, no, no. No, no, no. I have experience with this. Hold on. Uh so so I am extremely mean to my characters. I Everybody has a tragic backstory, and probably not for any like good reason. And I'm mean, really, really mean to my characters. Uh, because even if I'm writing smut, uh, it it's fantasy for a reason. Because you can write a lot of things that are not physically possible, so it's sort of that escape, or like it's typically frowned upon to have a harem, but I can do it in books. But let me tell you, writing sex scenes in the middle of like an 8 a.m. assembly class is probably one of the more awkward things. And that was one of the classes I ended up punting because that I just couldn't wrap my head around assembly language for computers. It's dumb and nobody uses it anymore, anyways. But I suppose for normal individuals, yes, it could be an in like a window into the author's mind. However, some of the stories I read are definitely a bit more depraved than others. But that's okay. I'm a disturbed individual. I'm not liking the amount of humidity I see on the outside of my window. That means that the thunderstorm didn't get rid of the humidity, and it's still going to be gross outside. Ugh. But they keep saying we're going to get rain, and then we don't. So I don't trust weathermen, meteorologists. Yeah, we'll go with that one. I don't trust them until it is actively raining. They're full of lies. I mean, I guess they technically get around it by saying, "Oh, there's a chance." I don't want a chance. I want a definite. Pretty sure this is going to be the next pencil that bites the dust. None of those, none of those shadows look particularly awkward, do they? More of one. Probably needs to be more of a shadow from the tree because the tree is a thing that exists. Yeah, that's better. But yeah, the super ordinary heroes is less of a like concrete concept and more of just a I want to do something with this name. I also want to do something like I had one of those like, huh, I wonder what I could come up with for this. There was another one called Killer Connection, where it's basically like, I don't know, like an AA meeting, but for like criminals. So you have like the serial killer, you have the uh just all of the like really bad types of criminals. And I'm just like, oh yes. But people are gonna it's gonna put me on lists if I try and do something like that. You're like, what's with the fascination with this? So I figured it's probably better if I don't do that one and just leave that as a concept in my head. I'm just saying, but Killer Connection, the like convention for criminals. But again, I would be put on lists for why I'm writing things from killers' perspectives, and I don't need to be put on any lists, especially not those kinds of lists. Mhm. Then again, I may not have to worry. Somehow I have an innate talent of not being noticed. So all the easier to hide in plain sight. Did you hire me? Are we sure that's what we're calling that? I don't remember signing any paperwork. But I was also the first one to respond to your job posting. It's a little different in the fact of it's I'm working on something for you. I gave you plenty of opportunities. um so this one is done. Uh it was more of you put out a job post and I responded, which is what drew your attention to me, as opposed to I don't it, if I didn't reach out to you in the first place, I don't think I would have like caught your eye because this isn't something I normally do. So that's all it is. That is English, I swear. Well, yeah. No, I assume that if you had any sort of issues with anything, it would be one of those you would have never even sent me the manuscripts. We wouldn't have gotten past that first initial sketch, and we wouldn't be, you know, talking like we are now. Um, now it's most of my problem is my own bullshit, where it's like I try and tell people, "Oh, hey, I'm working on a kids book," and their immediate reaction is, "You working on something for kids?" And now, granted, obviously, that's my own reputation being a problem, but nah, if you weren't here for me to talk to, I wouldn't be talking much at all, and then there'd be mostly silence. I don't even know like what. I'm complaining about. Just my head's not screwed on straight this week. Not that it is normally. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Okay, I'm gonna go take a cigarette break. As I finish one drawing, I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Because I'm entitled to breaks. It's in my contract somewhere. Or it will be, if and when we ever write up an official contract or something. Exactly. Our gentleman's agreement. So I'll be back. I'm back. So we're back into the illustrations. It's not actually as bad outside as I thought it was. Okay. So, first things first, let's mark off the landscape. Um, we're gonna say the path is over there. And we'll go back to battling. Bush. Bush. You're good. There's nothing wrong with being comfortable while watching the mediocre artist. No. You don't have to lie to me about my skills. It's 90% of what comes out of my mouth. I just say it with confidence so people don't know what to believe. probably color it first. Mm-mm-mm. There's something was missing. Um, at least now that I figured out to do Simon's outline in black, it'll go quicker. Choking on nothing. Um, I'm trying. Definitely one of those. Again, people are not my forte unless they're very stylized or I take a stupidly long amount of time to draw them. But since that's not what we're going for, they're stylized. Yeah, just redefining the outlines and then the background. There, that definitely is looking better. It's just the this sort of like sketchy style almost needs the thicker outlines. I no longer need this sketch underneath. So let me take care of some of these timers. Not RPF, RPG. Okay. We'll do the smoke. First, we'll take the other sketch out of the way. I'm gonna go through so much of this tape. Oh, that's fine. That's why I bought a bulk pack of it. I'll add some of this back here too. This is the moss green, so this will also be for the darker parts. Hmm. Do what you need to. I'm not all that worried. I'm trying. Mhm. Mhm. Mm. uh, don't think this pencil's gonna last much longer. Um, oh, hello. Welcome in, Raiders. I hope your Tuesday has been fabulous. I am currently working on some illustrations for a children's book. So I'm doing some colored pencils, some more traditional art as opposed to just my normal crafts. Hey, Podunk. Thank you for the raid. So this is page 9 of a children's book that is all about the dangers of forest fires. But I'm not the author. I I've bought so many of I use the Prismacolors, so they're the fancy colored pencils, and now I finally have an excuse to use them because it's not my story. I'm just the illustrator for it, but it is cool to have my art be involved. So I have a whole box. I have so many pencils just scattered all over my desk. Um, to anybody who's new here, normally I'm doing some sort of fiber craft. I knit, I crochet, I do the macrame, but or in plastic canvas. At this point, I've been mostly focusing on getting all of these drawings done. So I'm sure if you stick around long enough or leave a follow, um, definitely I'll end up being working on. Thank you, thank you. Uh, I'll end up working on some sort of project that'll catch your interest. This is just the current project with a bit of a deadline, or at least a self-imposed deadline. So most of the time, I'm not yapping too much. It's more about just hanging out and vibing. Uh, but I will obviously pay attention to the chat, and I'll answer questions as they come up. But most of the time, I'm yelling at my art because either I've dropped the pencil or the pencil sharpener keeps eating it. Typical artist problems. Yeah. No, I'm definitely super excited to be involved in this project. And like illustration isn't something I normally do, but I do like drawing. And since this cute little guy, Flint, was the picture that came with the job posting, I was like, yeah, you know what? Sure. Traditional art isn't my forte, but I'm better at doing that than digital art. So let's give it a shot. So now I'm involved. So it's definitely oh yeah. Listen, that is just a common artist thing. It's the problem is I'm using an electric pencil sharpener and the Prismacolors are soft lead or soft core or whatever they want to call them. I haven't gotten one of the fancy Prismacolor pencil sharpeners. So I break it, and then I go to grab the next pencil and it throws that I throw it. Then I have pencils that are like, yay big that I can't sharpen anymore. You know, first world problems. Then the problem is that you have colors that look the same but aren't. This was the other page that I finished up tonight. So this is the page before it. This is the next page. And then what I'm doing is I'm scanning them and putting them all together with the text, since I have the all of the Adobe programs. This way I can fight with everything. That's just another one of those projects that I like to do to keep busy. Because it's like I always say, if I'm not doing 15 things at the same time, I get anxious because I feel like I'm not doing enough. So that's the focus half. This pencil isn't gonna last much longer in the sharpener. And the way that I usually operate with these sort of things is that I'll do a pencil sketch first, and then I'm working on a light board, so I can have the sketch underneath it and then trace it. So my sloppy, super sketchy pencil lines aren't quite visible. And this way I don't have to worry about trying to erase the like graphite underneath the colored pencil, because that's never a fun time. And originally I got this light board for, obviously it's the Cricut. I have the vinyl cutter. I don't use it very often, but I was like, you know what? This is a lot more convenient than trying to hold it up to a window like, you did in elementary school. Because this way I can work like this and not try and work up, like this. I'm gonna have a collection at the end of all these little stubs of pencils. I need to figure out what to do with them. Maybe I'll like drill a hole in it and put it on like a necklace, like like you always see with people doing on like bones or something. Have it be a trophy necklace. And these are all the pencils I killed during this project. I don't know if I was like a resin crafter, I would do something where I use all the stubs of the pencils in some sort of resin project because I think that would look cool. But alas, that is not what I do. Either that or make some sort of like you know how they had those beaded curtains. You just drill like knock the lead out from here, or even just drill two holes and have like one of those beaded curtains, just with the thicker strands. That would be a little ridiculous though, and a lot of work. So what I'm doing for now is gonna put these all in like a Chinese food container, and then at the end I'll figure out what to do with it. I would just need to figure out where to hang a beaded curtain because I trip over my own door enough because I have a whole bunch. Can you kind of you can't actually. I don't think see it in the background because that's a closet. But back here, if you look in the little face cam, you might not be able to see it. But I have one of those the over the door hanging racks that has like 20,000 sweatshirts and hoodies and jackets on the back of it. So my door only opens about like 2/3 of the way open. Maybe I'll bring it to work and I'll hang it up in my office in the factory I work at. Either that or build a slingshot. Yeah, actually, I have a window that's like right over here. That's just I could probably have them hang, or just hang them from like the ceiling in like a little mobile. But I'll definitely hold on to them and figure it out because I'm nothing if not creative. Better yet, I just take a knife and sharpen them and use them as projectiles. There are enough people I work with who deserve to have things thrown at them. Make a little slingshot or something. The nice thing about having this like on the stream is that I can use the camera to like be like, oh, that's a very obvious empty spot. Yes, you go eat. Thank you so much for the raid. This pencil is seriously protesting any more use. I think I can maybe get one more sharpening out of this pencil. Yeah, that's it. This pencil says no more. So all I have left of this one is the sky. And then that's another page done. at least until I scan it and have to bring it into InDesign and add the text. But at this stage, it's another one done. Go over it one more time with the lighter color to blend it a little. And there's another pencil on the ground. To add a little bit more, looking a little light. Other miscellaneous office supplies trying to come and attack me. A couple of little tweaks in the corner. I want to just make the smoke a little darker up here. That is the wrong color. And at some point, I need to find that pencil that I threw on the floor. I'm throwing all sorts of things on the floor, apparently. That's the point of a pencil. There was a pencil that jumped off my desk. I know there was. There it is. Like, either I'll find it now or I'll find it when I accidentally step on it. So this one is and that is the second drawing done today. So at some point I need to clean this. There's there, you can see all the smudges on it from just the edges of the colored pencil or all those Fun times. Yeah, we'll go here, here. We'll get the next page lined up. It's definitely going to get a little confusing when I start looking over here, because I draw very heavy-handedly with the pencil, and originally I had the legs going the wrong way, so it looks like Flint has like 17 legs. But that's fine. I'll figure that out later, because I have been going for 3 hours, and I am definitely getting a little loopy. My hand's starting to turn green. I'm showing the camera that I already switched off of. Yeah, so I have to get up for work stupid early, like usual. But it will, I have tomorrow and I have Thursday, and then luckily I'm off on Friday. So hopefully I can have a nice long stream then. My lovely color list. Again, not that you can read that with the whitewashing, just all the different colors. Yeah, so thank you to everybody who stopped by, came English, who came from Poe's channel and stuck around. I very much appreciate it. The next time I will be going live will be Friday. I want to say like afternoon, but it probably won't be till like 5 the earliest. But who knows what'll happen between now and then. I'm going to be continuing to work on these illustrations. There are a total of 30 of them that I need to get done, and that was 9. So I have, 21 left, and the goal is to get this done in the next week or so. But yeah, so if you enjoyed hanging out in the vibe, or just feel like being a nice person, and you hit that follow, I'd very much appreciate it. If not, whatever. But yeah, so hopefully I'll see y'all on Friday. If not, catch you in the future. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.